What's happening, people? Welcome to the United Stand, and this is United Talk, your new weekly show where we talk about everything that's going on at our club that we love so much. On my left, I've got,
Mr. Realist, Saeed, you know who it is. No need introduction needed.
and on my right, I've got.
I'm that guy, Dino.
How's it going, guys? You guys good? Everything good, yeah? All right, let's waste no time and get straight into it. So apparently, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's been given a transfer budget of 200 million. Now, my question to you guys is, who would you spend it on, and how would you spend it? We'll start with you, Said. What are the key positions for you that we need to invest in?
Key position for me, centre back has to be priority. If we want to win that league, next season, or be challenging for that league, we need a proper centre half, and I mean proper elite level. I'd go in 90 million, no questions asked. Get Koulibaly right there. Napoli need the money, you know what I mean? Italian league's not the most fortress league, you know what I mean, in terms of money. So I'd go in 90 million, take him out, boom, deal done. Get that done early. June, there's no World Cup this year, get it done early. And for me, right back, Claire's day, we need a right back. Ashley Young, I love him. He's done our service for the club, but right back, we need a proper right back. And one that could go up and down, is good at defending. He's an all-round, you know, like a Kimmich kind of type. Yeah. A person who does both sides of the pitch. We don't want someone, for me, that's just going to be a good defender. I don't want that. I want someone that's going to, you know what I mean, give Ollie some options going in behind. Yeah. I would have said left back, but for me, I'm going to give Luke Shaw another year. And that's me being kind, man.
Because I know you've been giving Luke Shaw a lot of stick.
Real talk, man, because I want United to be elite level, man. Look at Zinchenko now, man. He's doing more what Luke Shaw's doing, man. Let's be real, bro. But for me, as well, we need a replacement for Matic. I'm telling you right now, Matic for me is good, but is he elite level? No. Mm-hmm. I've heard rumours today. What's that brother? That French guy.
I think Rabiot.
Rabiot, why not free transfer? Go get him. If it's not a mainstay in that midfield, why not as a squad player? Go get him. He could blossom under Ole, and under the management of Ole. He could absolutely blossom. Mm-hmm. And for me, the last position I would get critically is a striker. Lukaku, yes, he's done well in the last few games, but them chances. An elite striker would take them chances. Mm-hmm. So for me, go get an Icardi. Go and get like a not Lewandowski. For me, yesterday,
because he's getting old.
Yeah, it looks like yesterday he looked like at his best, but we need an elite striker, Aguero kind of type, someone that's going to score 30 goals a season. Questions us. Them three key for me, and maybe a right winger. Maybe get Sancho in there, because for me, Dortmund, they're a selling club. So go in there, attempt to win about, say, 70 million, bang, seal done. For me, them four positions, key for me.
I mean, I've seen the rumours about Rabiot coming to United, but I've got my doubts about the guy because last summer he was in the reserve list for the World Cup for the France 23 squad, right? He was in the reserve list, and the guy took himself out of that list, saying, "I want to be in at 23." Or I don't want to be part of this team at all. Now, would you want a guy like this at United? Look, let's get to you. What would be the key positions for you that we have to invest in? And would you get someone like Rabiot?
For me, the first position that I genuinely think Manchester United are lacking is a right back. Ashley Young tries, but come on, who are we kidding, guys? Who are we kidding? You know, he tries in the big games. He tries, but we lack. When I see other teams on the levels that we want to get to, who are up there, they've got right backs. They've got right back and left back sorted. So the first position for me is getting a right back who can do, I agree with Saeed, somebody who can do both sides of the game, will defend, and also I don't want somebody who could attack. I want somebody who can put balls in the box, somebody who's a creator. And the guy that, the answer is there. It's in our league. We don't have to go and get it from somewhere else.
Wan-Bissaka.
He plays for Crystal Palace. Just give that the 50 million and let's get this deal done. Yeah. Let's get it, because he's got. I mean, you look at his record. He's the best right back in Europe. If we're going for stats, obviously stats. Sometimes you can use stats to prove a point. You know what I mean? Anybody can use stats to say, but the stats only part of the game.
They don't be deceptive sometimes.
They don't show the full picture. Yeah. But for me, he's strong in the tackle. He used to be an attacking player. I mean, that's what he was as a youth player, wasn't he? He was an attacking player. Mm-hmm. So he's the guy that I personally think we should get. Yeah. I'm hearing rumours about the fact that he's got this 200 million, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that the positions that we as Man United fans think need covering, he's not thinking about that. He's thinking about some of the positions. So it's very interesting. But for me, right back, a centre half, a centre midfielder, somebody who can replace Matic, because we did see against us. Obviously, we can't have a go at him. Before he got the injury, he was one of the best players, one of the most improved players, like all of the players who improved under Oli on since the turn of the year. So I can say, yeah, he stood off Xhaka. He wasn't in the game, but that's certain players. They come back and it takes them a couple of games to get that much fitness. So I don't want to go too hard, but in the long term, I always said he's too slow. And if United want to play dynamic, passing the ball quickly, transitioning from defence to midfield to attack, the old way we used to play, the heritage of Man United, that is, we need to get mobile midfielders. On the contrary, I thought Fred played well. I think Fred is a guy that I'm waiting to see more, and I'm glad that after calling it out on the fan cam, saying I want to see this guy. This guy needs to be in the game. I'm glad what I've seen of him, even though he got highly criticised. Well, some circles in United fans in the social media were highly critical of him against Arsenal. So I think, to me, a right back, a centre half, and a centre midfielder and a striker. They're the four positions, key positions. I do think. I think in modern football, the idea of getting an out-and-out winger, that's dated. I think in football's become a bit more dynamic in terms.
It's changed over the years.
It's changed over the years. So the idea of the out-and-out guy, I think forwards. But I think John can develop into that. The right-hand side, Mason can develop into that. So this idea of just blowing 100 mil on a Sancho, I mean, I've read the reports. I don't know if you've read the report, but the chairman, the Dortmund chairman, came out and said, we know that Sancho's not going to end his career, obviously, that he's wanted by a lot of English clubs, but he's definitely staying there for next season. So I don't mind that if that means Mason or Chung get a chance to play on that side. You know, but I think Lukaku has to try to stay be part of the squad. And I think that Oli maybe could be able to persuade him. If he thinks he's going to play every game by missing chances, then you don't miss chances, so you keep your place. So that's what it's going to be. But I do think United, we need a striker that can be part of the squad and can also come off the bench and battle that forward line, that number 9 with Lukaku and Rashford, because football is about, our greatest period, Manchester United period, we had 4 strikers. We were trendsetters in that sense, that majority, in Italian football at the same time, there were 3 or 4 strikers interchanging. So we need that. We need that in United. We need somebody other than striker to challenge Rashford and Lukaku.
Let us know in the comments below, guys. What would you do with 200 million? Who would you get in? Do you have any specific players you want to see at United? Moving on now to the next point, guys. We've got about 15 games across the month of April and May. If you think about going to the final of the Champions League and the FA Cup. Now, do you think that our current squad, is possible of going that far to play 15 games over the 2 next months?
You know what saved us is that international break. I'm telling you now, man, the amount of injuries, I was like, it's crazy how many injuries we had. But now, lucky that 2-week break, Herrera can get his back to full fitness. Jesse Lingard, Martial can get his full. I don't know why Martial's been sent to the France squad.
Yeah, I think it's a bit too early as well. I think he could have stayed at United, work on his fitness, recover a little bit.
Yeah, he could have, you know what I mean? I don't know why. Ollie should have stuck in there and said, listen, Martial, you're not going anywhere. You need to work on your fitness, stay in character and keep going. But for me, man, you know what it's all about? It's all about momentum in games. If you're winning, you don't worry about the next game. But if you consistency and keep winning, that will bring confidence, and you don't even think about the next game. You don't even think, we got them next. You just keep winning 3 points after 3 points. Yes, the thing squad, we've got a thing squad, but luckily Jesse Lingard can come back in fresh. Now we might have fresh players. Fred's not played all season. McTominay's becoming a key player.
Fred looks like a new signing.
But I think, for me, one of the best players on Arsenal for me. So we've got McTominay in there, we've got Andres Pereira. He can show something now. Apparently he's been given a new 1-year contract, so he has to build something now. So we've got guys like that, forgotten mans like Damian, Rojo. Yes, they're not going to play, but you've got people in there now that
they can help.
That can help. It's all about helping now. It's all about a squad game. And for me, it's just all about breeding confidence. For me, if you're winning, should be thinking about how many games got. We're Man United Football Club, man. We're not Stoke or something like that. Be like, we've only got 18 outfield players. We're Man United Football Club. We should be dealing with this. We should be having a big enough squad to cope with this. So
looking at the competitions that we're still in now, do you think that we should go for all 3 of them? or prioritise one of them?
We have to. No, I don't believe in prioritising. Listen, the Champions League is a free hit for me. You know, nobody expected us.
99 though. Why not go for the Champions League?
Everyone's on about this this coincidence with the number 20. Do you know what I mean? This could be it.
It could be it, but so we're gonna have to take that. Okay, if you say that about the 99, then we have to have that 99 spirit, because in 99 we played so many games. We played so many games, and I know for certain that there wasn't that many training. That wasn't many training. It was, you worked on technical things about the games, but there weren't that much training the players. It was just about recovering and then getting prepared for the next game. So to me, this is what Man United is about. I'm afraid this is what Man United. This is what we are about. This is our history. This is what Man United been involved till the the last 2-3 months, or the last 2-3 months of the season, and everything to play for. To me, the top four is a thing for me. If I had to prioritise, I would think in terms of signing players for next season. Being in the Champions League is really important. Like I said, and a lot of people are like, who do we want in the Champions League? I'm not asked. It's a free hit. This is a free hit for me. The FA Cup would be really interesting. Obviously, we play that game on Saturday. I'm just hoping that Herrera's back, because we do miss leader. We miss his leadership.
I heard he might be starting.
Yeah, so that is a big thing for us if Herrera's back, because Wolverhampton are not easy team to play against.
Looking at the top four now, if you look at the fixtures, there are some winnable games in there, but there are some very hard games in there as well. I'm thinking about, we're playing Wolves in the FA Cup, but we're playing Wolves in the league as well, and we're playing City at home, we're playing Chelsea at home. It's not looking easy. So what do you think?
For me, Wolves, I'm scared of the way they play, man. The attacking philosophy that Nuno's got, man. Yes, they sat back against Chelsea, but for me, they deserve to do that. The way
these guys can play football.
But for me, the two ones that I'm looking at is Wolves away and Man City at home. I feel like if Man City batter us, man, that could dent the confidence of the team so severely, man. Because I don't want to hide against City. I take a 0-0 right now for me. If you're brutally honest,
against City,
I take a draw all day long.
Would you not go for the win?
I go for the win, but in terms of the confidence of the players, if we get beat and into the running for it, because Chelsea's next, you see. So for me, the City game will determine where we go for the next couple of games. Everton away, I think we'll beat them easy. Chelsea at home, I think we can do them easy. I think for me, it's Wolves away and Man City at home. They're the two key games I'm looking at. We're thinking that will decide whether we're going on a big run towards the end of the season. So them two key games for me, but particularly Man City, I don't want to hide him, man. I don't want to be going home like, you know what I mean, like, because I've got bare Man City in my family, you know what I mean. So I don't want to be going home and then that rub onto the players, because at Derby, when you get humiliated, I remember the 6-1, man. I'll remember that for the rest of my life.
That hurt a lot.
Bro, I was in the stadium, bro. I was there, just shell shocked, man. I don't know what I was thinking. That next week, I didn't even go to school, man. That's how bad it was. But for me, got to be critical. That Man City game is critical for me.
What do you think? What are your thoughts on that? The next games, do we have winnable fixtures, or is it just going to be completely tough?
I think I'm not worried about the City game. It's really interesting that it's really.
Are you sure?
It's really interesting.
Because they're flying right now.
Listen, it's really interesting to have the contrast. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the game at Old Trafford. I know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I know he will set the team up a way to compete for every ball. And I know that City, and I know most if City fans are watching this channel, if there's the odd blue, obviously because they don't have their own channel, that's big enough, or enough people that want to watch them. So let's just get it out there. I think that game, I think they're going to be worried to play us. I genuinely think that, and I'm not. That's the game that I'm not worried about. I think that game could be a draw, and I think we might take the 3 points against Chelsea, right? So
I think we'll beat Chelsea.
You know what? 4 points from those two games. Yeah, but I'm not. That's the interesting thing. I am not worried about that. I mean, my next door neighbour's City fan. He gets his kid to draw the scores or to write something and then to post it through my letterbox. So you know what I mean. I have to deal with that. You know, I work in a place where there's about. All of a sudden, it's all the born-again City fans, you know what I mean? These people that never were like, oh, I'm not really into football. All of a sudden, petrol dollars comes and they're all like,
loads of them.
That's what I'm saying to you. So there are a lot of born-again City fans, but I don't take them too seriously, man. They're never going to be big as Man United. They're never. So to me, even if they beat us, I'm not that much worried about City or City fans in that sense. The games that I think you have to understand, Arsenal have got Wolves away as well. We've got Everton away.
Do
so,
they?
Yeah. They've got Wolves away. They've got
Everton away.
So
Those are three
that's
tough
what I'm thinking.
games.
So to me, the Everton game is a game that I'm just. They always raise it.
They always make our lives difficult.
They
don't
always there are seasons where we go there, we just somehow grab the win, but they always give us a game. So that's a game I'm thinking about. Obviously, the Wolves game away, I'm thinking about both in the cup and in the league. To me, there's a lot of points to be gained. There's a lot of points to be dropped. There's a lot more drama coming, and the idea that Tottenham might drop out, I think Tottenham.
I think
can
they will.
still-
I think they will.
I think Tottenham can still find form. I think this might be a psychological thing, but if you watch the game at Southampton and Tottenham, that they had 6-7 clear chances in the first half. So this is the thing. The only thing is that the chances are there, but if they bottle it, that's just Tottenham bottling it the same. It's only Tottenham, isn't it?
Yeah.
But to me, I genuinely believe if Man United, if we keep our form the way that we've been going, if we create chances, we will finish. I don't know if we finish the top 3, because I would have said to you, if we would have won on Sunday, I would have said to you we're finishing top 3. But now I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure, but I'm not worried about the City game at home. Even though we play better away from from home, but I'm not worried about that City game because I know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's a one game, and all of those players will be so motivated, because if you want to talk about humiliation, we were humiliated at the Etihad couple of months gone, so to me it all means how we do what we beat against the smaller teams. And I think Arsenal's away record is suspect. Chelsea have still got that game in hand.
2 actually, I think. They've got 2 in hand.
Is it 2? It's 1.
Is it 1?
Yeah, they've got 1 game in hand. So it's a lot of points to play for. Like you said, Tottenham have got to go to City and to Anfield.
Yeah.
So that's the potential where 6 points can be taken from them. Or do they stand up and get points, to take points against them? So I think it's heating up. I think he could go to the last 2 games of the season. Yeah,
Huddersfield and Cardiff.
he could go to those games. Yeah.
Obviously, last point now, something completely different. Real Madrid, they've brought in Zinedine Zidane back, and obviously we're not trying to talk about Real Madrid here, but this could have a big impact on the transfer market, and they've already brought in a player for next season, Eder Militao from FC Porto, young right back, I think 21 years, Brazilian. Should we worry? Should we fear for our players, one of our players to leave? Yes or no?
Nah. This is going to be the summer of desperation. I'm telling you right now, Real Madrid are absolutely desperate to get back to the top. Because for me, they're a long way behind what Real Madrid are right now. Barcelona are miles ahead right now. So Zidane coming in, for me, it's not going to change, because I think like Paul Pogba now is red through and through now. He talks about the way, I've seen his Instagram posts, his Twitter. It doesn't look like he's like breathing Man United now. He feels like he's part of Manchester. He feels like he's part of the identity of Man United.
And I think it's kind of satisfying for us fans as well, because obviously the French press is
Crazy, man.
They're going crazy. Zidane wants Pogba, he wants Kante. So should we worry about Pogba leaving, or do you think he's gonna stay?
Nah, he's gonna stay. I feel like United has already sorted out the bumper contract. Maybe they're gonna start with De Gea first, but I feel like the next step's gonna be sort out bumper contract. For me, give him what he wants, because for me, he's right there, our only genuine world class player after De Gea for me. So in terms of transfers, I think it's gonna be crazy. You're gonna see Hazard. I feel like it's gonna be a story. Neymar, going back to Real Madrid. I'm telling you right now.
I don't know.
This
Do
summer,
you think they can splash 300 mil for him?
why not, man? Real Madrid got money, man. I mean, the amount of oil money they got, the amount of stuff they got, man. They got plenty of money. So for me, this summer, there's no World Cup. There's only Copa America this summer. I think
Copa America and African Cup of Nations.
African Cup of Nations. So for me, in terms of Europe, it's gonna be Hazard. You got a lot of players out there. I think this summer is going to be very, very key for United. Get the business done very early. I want the business done like Sir Ferguson used to do and David Gill what needs to do. They used to identify their players in April. And early. And then by start of June, the players, before they even went pre-season, done and dusted. So for me, United need to get it done very, very early.
And with Zidane obviously going back to Madrid now, should we or should the board announce Oli quickly so that we can get down to business as well, do you think?
I think we all know it. Behind what in the background of Man United, Ollie's already been offered a job. I mean, he doesn't take a a genius to work that. To really work that out.
I think he knows it as well.
He knows it. So the planning has already started and the planning has already been done. The point that I would have about Pogba is that Zidane's got obviously affiliation with Pogba, and also Pogba obviously looks up to Zidane. It's that French connection. Yeah. But to me, if they want to take him 300 mil, mate, that's the price tag. United should put that 300 mil.
Listen, I don't want 300 mil, yeah, and then we spend it on what Tottenham did a couple of years ago. We spent about 4 or 5 players of not the same quality. I want, if you're gonna get someone, get a replacement straight away that's of his ilk.
Listen, what I'm saying is that if Pogba wants to go, it's up to him. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not here as a United. Listen, I'm a United fan. Yeah. We don't beg nobody, man. I'm not begging him to stay. Right? If he wants to go to Real Madrid, I'm not begging him.
Said says he'll beg him.
I'll beg him, man. I'll go outside there. You know what I mean? The hotel, man. Say, yo, please, Pogba.
Listen, I'm not about begging players. Yeah. This is Man United. This is who we are. If you want to go somewhere else, to me, I always say it's downhill for Man United. Other than you would say that Ronaldo being that player that he was, and he was only going to go on that trajectory to being one of the greatest players ever. Yeah. So every other player that's left us, you just look at the history. They always go downhill after they leave Man United. So one player doesn't make our club, one player doesn't make the squad, and one player doesn't define us all, like as a United fan base. So if he wants to leave, he wants to go to Real Madrid, walk away. But to me, I'll put that clause on him, 300 mil. Yeah. If you want to, and with that, I think we could find really good players. I think the main thing about getting players for Man United is about, and I wanted to make this point before, is getting hungry players who are on the up, players who want to play for Man United and want to buy into the history of Man United and traditions of Man United. And that's what it'd be. But to me, that's the only player. The only player that's been mentioned. I can't see ever Rashford getting tempted by Real Madrid or Barcelona. Ever, right?
The culture with him, man. It's from winning show, man. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, anything could happen. I know people who were born and bred in women shows moved to different parts of Spain, or Portugal. So that to me is not about it. I just thought he's a United fan. His family are United fans. You know what I mean? He grew up as a Man United fan, so that means something. And the likes of Scholes and Giggsy, who are one club, man. That's the kind of mentality that would be from Rashford, I think. So I don't worry about it. The two players that are linked with Real Madrid is Pogba and Rashford. I think with Rashford, I'm guaranteeing. Yeah. You can't. There's nothing guaranteed in life, but I guarantee that Rashford isn't going to go anywhere. Yeah. Especially if it's Ollie's our manager for the next couple of years. And but Pogba, I'm his biggest fan. Trust me. Yeah. If most, when he came. You know what I mean? When he was destined to come back, I couldn't even believe that he would come and sign for us. We were not even in the Champions League, so I'm his biggest fan. But I also understand that he's got that dodgy, horrible agent that was offering him to teams. You know what I mean? Offering him to City and stuff like that. I think there was no reason for Guardiola to lie to say that that he got offered Pogba before the derby. You know what I mean? So if he wants to go, Real Madrid have got to pay up. And we all know that fax machine, innit? You know, that dodgy fax machine.
Yes, man. Shout out to the fax machine, man. You're still a legend, man.
Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. Said, Gordon. Guys, drop your views and comments in the box below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. We've just passed 400,000 subscribers on the United Stand. Biggest channel out there, biggest independent Manchester United fan channel. Shout out to Mark, Flex, Rance, and the whole United Stand family. And we'll see you next week, guys. Take care.
Peace.